All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. Well, the coronavirus pandemic apparently putting the squeeze on our nation's farmers between the shutdown of restaurants, outbreaks at major meat packing plants, and, of course, the disruption to the supply chain. A lot of farmers have found themselves now with more products than they can sell.
Yeah, a recent Iowa State study shows that feed and livestock losses this year are going to amount to hundreds of millions of dollars in Iowa alone, by the way. To talk about farming as it moves forward is Matt Carstens. He's the CEO from Landus. That's a farmer-owned cooperative. And Matt, as I say good morning to you, we are about 48 hours away from the House voting on a new massive stimulus package. My understanding is billions will be earmarked for farmers. We've seen just a really sad video of dairy farmers dumping thousands of gallons of milk into the ground because they can't sell it. We know corn prices are falling along with crude oil. How bad is it for farmers right now?
Well, good day, Scott and Anita, and the question's the right one. It's really a challenging time right now in agriculture, things that we weren't expecting. You know, agriculture's full of these opportunities that get thrown at you every year, but this one is really unique in the way that we have to go to market. As you cited, the changes from a lot of consumption of meals outside of the home to today being predominantly inside the home. And that change alone has had a lot of disruption to the supply chain that we see of proteins and how we package them, how they're consumed, and all the work that goes into that. But for our farmers, particularly on the livestock side, this is a really tough time. They're losing money in most of the shipments of their animals to the meat processing plants. And that's created a real bind on what they can do and how they do it. So in addition to all the challenges, we've got livestock producers really doing things below their break-even costs, which just puts more strain on the system that we're dealing with today, which is why some of the relief packages that you hear about and you just spoke about are really important to our American farmers, and no different than that here in Iowa at Landus, where we touch every step of the ag supply chain, and we need to make sure we're doing what we can for all of us to continue to produce the products that need to be on these grocery store shelves.
Are some of the, we see, you know, some of the farmers, the dairy, you know, they're having to dump the milk because, you know, nobody is there to take them. But we have some of these locations like food pantries that they are so in desperate need of extra food right now because there are families that need to put food on the table. Is there any way that some of that money or some of that product can make its way to some of these food pantries, quite possibly, instead of being just dumped out?
Yeah, Anita, that's the right, again, question to ask for your viewers. It's not as simple as just taking that milk that they see being dumped, wherever that may be, whether it's in a truck or at one of the dairies themselves, because you can't sell raw milk, which is what that is. So there's got to be processing and different things that's put into it. However, our Secretary of Ag, Sonny Perdue, has talked about the opportunity to really change that and find a way to get that milk, as an example, and other products included to these food pantries, which I think is a really positive sign for not just agriculture, but all of us as consumers, to find a way that we can help everyone through these times. So I'm really excited to see that all come to shape. And I know Secretary Perdue is working on that every day. We're really excited, like I said, to see that come through, and our farmers, most importantly, are as well.
Matt, I can't speak for Anita, but I know I've probably spent most of my life taking for granted the easy availability of food anywhere I wanted to find it, particularly at our local grocery stores. And yet now when I shop and I walk into a grocery store, I'm so relieved when I find that the shelves are stocked. When you talk to farmers during this difficult time, do they understand how appreciative we are that there is still food available?
Well, you know, I come from a family farm right here where I'm sitting. It's in the middle of that here in Iowa. And I think by and large, our farmers do understand the appreciation consumers have. I know there's times in some of these debates of relief packages and that things get a little cluttered for sure, but you know, we as Landus want to continue to provide the support our farmers need, not only letting them know, to your point, Scott, how appreciative they are in the food supply chain, but also to show that with action, like relief packages, like us helping our farmers stay safe and healthy and avoid as much as possible the COVID-19 situation in rural America, because our rural communities are struggling as well with 20% of the population, but only 9% of the hospital support. That's a big gap that we need to protect as well. So there's a lot of moving parts that go on here, but the positive outlook that people like you and your viewers provide our farmers is definitely something that keeps us all motivated and understanding the real journey that's ahead for agriculture. And we're resilient in agriculture. We'll always find a way, and we're tackling that challenge right now.
Well, we love our farmers here in America. Thank you so much, Matt Carstens, for talking with us and giving us some perspective. I saw your dog go across the back there. Really cute. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.